Hello. Welcome back to the Professor Insight podcast, your deep dive into the frontier of artificial intelligence, neuroscience, and the technologies that are reshaping the business landscape today. I'm Professor Billy. And if you've been following along our podcast, you'll know we've already unpacked some of the top-level trends in AI, machine learning, and large language models. We've also explored how AI is influencing key sectors like education and tourism. But today, we're going to do a pulse check, not on the future of AI, but on its real-world impact right now. We often get caught up in the hype of AI, but this episode is about grounding that conversation. How is AI actually affecting society and business today? And what can we learn from those who are getting it right? This episode is based on the 2024 Artificial Intelligence in Action report by the World Travel and Tourism Council in partnership with Microsoft. It's the second in a global series, and it goes far beyond the travel sector. Yes, it looks at how AI is enhancing operations, customer experience, and sustainability in tourism. But it also dives into AI's broader role in society, from cancer detection to classroom learning, from global sustainability goals to digital rights for children. So why should business leaders listen? Because this isn't just a tourism report, it's a lens into how AI is being implemented across industries. It highlights where the value is being captured, where the gaps are, and what's needed to bridge them. If you're trying to understand how AI can deliver a competitive edge, how to prepare your workforce, or how to navigate the legal and ethical gray zones emerging around AI, this episode offers practical insight. Before we go to the deep dive AI discussion duo, we just want to remind listeners about the Next Gen Visitor Economy CRC. The team at the Next Gen Visitor Economy CRC, including myself, is gearing up for a major bid as part of the Australian government's Cooperative Research Centre Round 26 grant scheme. Their vision? To completely transform Australia's visitor economy through cutting-edge technology, AI, and a bold, industry-led research and development program. This is all about innovation, collaboration, and productivity, designed to give Australia's tourism sector a competitive edge for the next generation. If you want to be part of this ambitious initiative or simply learn more about what's coming, head over to www.visitoreconomycrc.com.au. Now, let's begin our AI pulse check.
Get ready, because we're launching straight into a fascinating exploration of a really comprehensive piece of work. The 2024 Artificial Intelligence in Action report.
That's the one, from the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC, and they partnered with Microsoft on this.
Right, and think of this deep dive as your fast track to understanding the crucial AI developments happening right now.
Exactly, and where things might be heading, not just for travel and tourism, though that's a big focus, but also the wider impact.
How it affects how we live, how we do business, all that stuff.
Yeah, this report is packed. It looks at AI in our daily lives, the changes in industries, and like you said, its massive potential for travel. We're going to pull out the key stuff.
Real-world examples, predictions, the whole shebang. Okay, let's dive right in then. The report kicks off with AI in society.
And it's kind of eye-opening, isn't it? Just how much AI is already woven into our day-to-day.
Totally. Stuff we don't even think about much, like spam filters keeping our inboxes usable.
Or predictive text finishing our sentences. Sometimes creepily well.
Yeah. And those personalized recommendations everywhere. Netflix, Amazon, you name it.
Precisely. Those are the subtle ways it's already here. But then there's the really groundbreaking future stuff. The report flags.
Like autonomous transport.
Exactly. Robotaxis. They're not just sci-fi anymore. They're actually running in places like San Francisco and parts of China.
Wow. So the AI is using sensors, making decisions on the fly, braking, navigating.
Right. Real-time perception and decision-making. And the key thing is, these systems learn. They're constantly crunching data, getting better.
Okay, that's huge. And then AI in education. This bit really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah. What specifically?
Well, the AI chatbots have apparently passed some seriously tough exams, law bar exams, MBAs, even medical boards.
It's incredible, isn't it? Sometimes even scoring higher than humans. And lots of students are already using AI for homework help.
Which means schools and universities really need clear rules on how it should be used, right?
Absolutely. Urgently. But the flip side is the potential for truly personalized learning. Imagine AI tutors adapting to exactly how each student learns best.
That could be revolutionary. And then AI in the home.
Yeah.
Smart speakers, smart lights. That's becoming pretty normal.
It is. And the report suggests future smart homes could get really intuitive, learning our habits to save energy, for example.
And they mentioned that project in Sweden, Memory Lane.
Ah, yes, that was fascinating. Using AI voice assistants to help elderly people share life stories, combating loneliness.
That really brings home the human potential, doesn't it? Not just efficiency.
It absolutely does. A really powerful example. And the report makes this point strongly. AI could spark a societal shift as big as the internet,
Affecting pretty much everything, how we live, learn, connect.
and maybe tackle some big global challenges too. Which brings us to the UN's AI for Good initiative.
Right. Launched back in 2017. What's the main goal there?
Basically to steer AI development towards being safe, inclusive, responsible, and helping achieve those 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
So things like fighting poverty, climate change, improving health.
Exactly. It's a platform to bring experts together, develop practical solutions, and guide policymakers on ethics and building AI skills.
They had that compelling example too, the Spanish startup. Hashtag donate your heartbeats.
Oh, yeah, that was clever. Asking people to, well, donate recordings of their heartbeats using a hashtag.
To build a huge, diverse, anonymized database, right?
Precisely. To train an AI to spot patterns for a low-cost heart disease diagnostic tool. Game-changing potential, especially where cardiologists are scarce.
It really shows how AI could become not just nice to have, but maybe the only way to solve certain massive problems.
But with that power comes a massive need for ethics and governance. The IE Standards Association is key here.
They've made their AI ethics standards freely available.
They have, yeah. And they're important, even referenced in the EU's AI Act. They cover governance, well-being, data handling, age-appropriate design.
Which is crucial when you think about AI and kids. The UN found kids are a huge chunk of digital users, but stuff often isn't designed for them.
Exactly. So UNICEF started an AI for Children initiative back in 2019, exploring how AI can protect kids, give them opportunities.
And they found that early national AI strategies often kind of missed focusing on children's specific needs.
They did. So UNICEF developed policy guidance, even an AI guide for teenagers. And the World Economic Forum, the WA, they have an AI toolkit for children.
Using that first framework.
Yeah, first, fair, inclusive, responsible, safe, and transparent. Guiding principles for businesses building AI for kids. They even suggest AI labels so parents and kids know what's going on.
Okay, so AI's societal impact is huge and growing. Let's pivot to AI in business now.
Right. And the report cites this striking IBM study. Get this, 75% of CEOs surveyed believe advanced generative AI deployment is going to be the key competitive advantage.
75%, and almost half are already using it for strategic decisions.
Yeah, CEOs are clearly jumping on board. But here's the catch IBM found.
What's that?
A big gap between that CEO enthusiasm and what the management teams feel their expertise level is.
Ah, so the bosses are keen, but the teams doing the work might not feel ready.
Exactly. Only a small chunk of managers felt their teams had the right in-house skills for broad AI adoption, which streams upskilling needed.
Makes sense. They highlighted Shell's program, didn't they? The Shell.ai residency.
They did. A 2-year deep dive to give staff practical AI skills for energy sector problems. Even Microsoft CEO praised Shell's strategic approach.
So some companies are getting serious about training, but scaling AI seems to be a challenge generally.
Oh, definitely. Accenture's AI Built to Scale study looked specifically at travel and transport back in 2019.
And the findings were not great.
Pretty stark. 88% said AI is crucial for growth, okay? But 77% feared going bust in 5 years if they didn't scale AI effectively.
Wow, that's pressure. Yet
82% admitted they were struggling to get beyond small pilot projects, just couldn't scale it up properly.
And the report showed a chart, right? Travel and transport were lagging behind other industries in scaling AI.
Significantly lagging, yeah. The hurdles seem bigger there.
So what did Accenture recommend? How do businesses get past that?
3 main things. First, intentional AI. Make it a core part of top-level strategy, not just an IT project.
Okay, strategic focus. What else?
Second, tuning out data noise. Basically, get your important data structured and managed properly. Data quality is key.
Rubbish in, rubbish out, essentially. And the third,
Treat AI as a team sport. Embed diverse, multi-skilled teams across the organization. break down silos.
Makes sense. But even with that advice, a more recent Accenture study, The Art of AI Maturity from 2022.
Yeah, that one showed the travel industry was still lagging in overall AI maturity compared to others. So huge potential still untapped.
That chart showing the 2021 index and the 2024 forecast really drove that home. Lots of room for growth.
Definitely. And Oxford Economics chimed in with 4 recommendations too.
Okay, what were theirs?
First, really review where AI can boost efficiency in customer service. Don't just focus on one. Second, optimize your data structures, make them AI ready.
Sounds similar to Accenture's data point. Third,
Assess employee skills and plug the gaps with training. Again, that upskilling theme.
and fourth,
Act responsibly from the start. Think about bias, discrimination, privacy. Build ethics in, don't tack it on later.
right. That ethical angle keeps coming up. Now the elephant in the room,
Okay.
jobs. What does the report say about AI taking over?
It tackles it directly. Acknowledges the fear of job displacement from automation, for sure, but it emphasizes history. Past tech shifts often led to new jobs, even whole new industries that nobody predicted.
It's easier to see current jobs going than imagine future ones, I guess.
That's exactly the point. Think about jobs in cloud computing or social media management 20 years ago. Who saw those coming?
Good point. So the report suggests it's more likely AI will work with humans, at least for now.
That's the probable near-term scenario, yeah. Augmenting our skills, making tasks faster, more efficient, maybe even better.
They use that analogy AI as both a professor and an intern.
Yeah, I like that. Like a professor for instantly analyzing complex data, and like an intern for drafting emails or handling routine stuff.
And this isn't just theory, right? AI is already partnering with humans in factories, analyzing social media.
Legal research, UN language translation, happening now.
That 2017 Harvard Business Review piece they mentioned, even back then, IT, marketing, finance, customer service were top areas for AI integration.
Right, showing where the early impact was felt. And PwC's 2017 estimate was huge.
The $15.7 trillion one.
Yeah, potential contribution to the global economy by 2030 from AI-driven productivity and demand. It's a massive number.
Okay, let's switch gears to something equally complex. Intellectual property, IP.
Sure. Yeah, this is a hot topic. Lots of legal and media buzz, especially around copyright.
Those lawsuits by artists and authors against AI image and text generators?
Exactly. They raise really tricky questions about using copyrighted stuff to train AI models.
Is it fair use or infringement?
Well, that's what the courts are trying to figure out right now. The legal ground is definitely shifting. Different jurisdictions might see it differently.
And then there's the question of whether the AI's output can be copyrighted.
Right. And the general view, currently, in many places anyway, is probably not. Copyright usually requires human authorship, human creativity.
So a travel company using AI to generate marketing copy probably can't copyright that copy itself.
As things stand, likely not if it's purely AI generated. But IP isn't just copyright. The report mentions patents, too.
Ah, yes, a big jump in AI-related patent applications.
Huge jump. But getting them granted can be tricky. You have to clearly show the invention, and it's harder to define if AI just assisted versus AI being the core invention.
Okay. What else besides copyright and patents?
Trade secrets. You could potentially protect your AI model that way, but you have to keep it strictly confidential.
Right. Maintain secrecy. And trademarks.
So the names or logos of your AI systems or services. Standard trademark stuff. And design protection for the look and feel of an AI interface.
So the bottom line for travel businesses, think carefully about your IP strategy around AI.
Absolutely. Be proactive. Understand the different angles.
Okay. Now what about when AI messes up? Legal responsibility, liability.
Oof, yeah. The report points out there's no real global agreement here yet. Who's legally responsible if an AI causes damage?
Is it the company using the AI? The person interacting with it? The developers who built it?
That's the million-dollar question. It's unclear. It'll likely depend hugely on the specifics and whether anyone was actually negligent.
And figuring out negligence with AI sounds hard.
Very hard. Because AI decision-making can be complex, sometimes unpredictable. That's why AI transparency is going to be so important legally.
Being able to understand how the AI reached a decision, especially for safety-critical stuff.
Exactly. The report mentions potential liability under tort law, civil negligence, but proving fault is the challenge.
What about AI executing contracts, like automatically reordering hotel supplies?
Generally, those contracts should be valid if the intentions match up. But if the AI makes a mistake leading to a bad outcome, then it gets complicated. liability questions pop up again.
So another area where travel businesses just need to stay tuned as the law evolves.
Definitely. Keep a close eye on these legal developments.
Okay, to try and bring some order to all this, the report talks about AI standards.
Yeah. Standards are crucial. They set common guidelines, technical specs, best practices, help ensure AI systems are safe, reliable, work together. Interoperability.
And there are benefits to having them, right? A BSI survey mentioned?
Right. The British Standards Institution survey found businesses see standards helping with regulatory compliance, reducing bias, improving privacy, and supporting good AI governance.
So who's leading the charge on developing these standards?
The main international player is ISO/IE, JTC 1SC42. It's a joint technical committee working on a whole range of AI standards.
Covering things like definitions.
Exactly. They have ISO/IEC 22989, which defines over 110 key AI terms, just to get everyone on the same page.
And there's a big one coming on AI management systems.
Yes, ISO/IEC 42001. That's expected to be really key for businesses wanting a framework to manage AI responsibly and ethically.
Are other groups involved besides ISO/IE?
Oh, yeah. IEE, the ITU, International Telecommunication Union, European bodies like Sentinelec, plus national standards organizations. It's a busy space.
Which makes it hard to track everything.
It can be. That's why the UK government set up the AI Standards Hub, an online resource center. Really useful for businesses trying to navigate all this.
Good tip. Okay, let's get to the heart of it for many listeners. AI in travel and tourism.
Right, and the report is really optimistic here. Huge opportunities across the entire traveler journey.
Even though travel demand bounced back post-pandemic, traveler habits are changing, aren't they?
They really are. People expect more personalization, smoother experiences, and that's where data and AI become absolutely essential for businesses.
For personalized offers, better efficiency, smarter decisions.
Exactly. And Accenture found AI transformation is actually happening faster than the digital shift did a decade ago.
But didn't Accenture also find the travel sector is lagging a bit in adopting AI compared to other consumer industries?
They did, yeah. Several reasons were cited. Shortage of skilled AI talent in travel, maybe limitations in tech infrastructure, sometimes a lack of a clear AI strategy.
And maybe being more reactive than proactive.
That too, just sort of responding to trends rather than leading with AI.
So Accenture had recommendations specifically for travel businesses, 5 of them.
Yep. First, champion AI strategically. Get leadership buy-in. It needs to come from the top.
Makes sense.
Second, invest in talent. Develop your people, attract new skills. You need the right expertise.
Third, industrialize AI tools and teams. Move beyond scattered pilots, make it core operational capability.
Fourth, design AI responsibly. Embed ethics from day one. Think about fairness, transparency. Prioritize investments. Balance long-term strategic goals with quick wins. And always, always start with getting your data management solid. That's the foundation.
Right, data again. So thinking about that traveler journey, AI is popping up everywhere.
Pretty much every stage, from dreaming and planning to booking, experiencing the trip, and even sharing afterwards. Focusred's report really dug into this.
So specific examples, personalized recommendations, and marketing.
Definitely. AI analyzing past behavior to suggest destinations or deals you might actually like.
Dynamic pricing and revenue management. Airlines and hotels have been doing versions of this for a while, but AI makes it smarter.
Much smarter. Optimizing prices based on real-time demand, competitor pricing, all sorts of factors.
Customer service chatbots.
Big time. Available 24/7, handling common questions, freeing up human agents for complex issues.
What about behind-the-scenes demand forecasting?
Yeah, using AI to predict travel patterns more accurately, helping with staffing, inventory.
Assisting travelers with planning their itineraries.
Absolutely. AI can suggest activities, routes, build personalized schedules based on interests and time.
Enhancing the actual experience. Virtual assistants in hotel rooms, maybe?
That kind of thing. Real-time info, support during the trip. Improving operational efficiency too, like optimizing airline maintenance schedules.
Airport security. Risk management.
AI is being used there too, analyzing data to spot potential disruptions, improving security screening. Destination marketing organizations use it for insights.
And even sustainability. Resource management.
Yeah, optimizing energy use in hotels, reducing waste. AI has a role there too.
The report had some concrete case studies, right? Microsoft and American Airlines at DFW.
Yeah, that was a great one. Using AI to optimize gate assignments. Sounds simple, but it cut aircraft taxi times significantly.
Which means less fuel burned. Good for the bottom line and the environment.
Exactly. Win-win. Then there's the Google, American Airlines, and Breakthrough Energy Project on contrails.
The plane trails. They have a bigger climate impact than people realize.
Surprisingly big, yeah. So they used AI and satellite imagery to help pilots avoid areas where contrails are likely to form.
And it worked. Reduce contrails without burning much extra fuel.
Significant reduction.
Mm.
Minimal fuel increase. Really clever application.
And IBM and Lufthansa, what was their focus?
Scaling AI rapidly. Improving customer service using IBM Watson. Modernizing their whole data science setup on the IBM cloud. Better operations, better customer experience.
Those are impressive examples. And there was a list of other WTTC members using AI too.
Yeah, a quick rundown. Expedia using AI for trip planning. TripAdvisor with an AI itinerary generator.
Trip.com's chatbot, TripGen. CETA's OptiClimb for fuel efficiency.
VisionBox using AI and biometric border control. Iberstar and Hilton using AI to cut food waste.
And Airbnb with AI photo tours and buying that AI company, GamePlanner.ai.
Right, it just shows the breadth of implementation. It's not just one or two big players, it's happening across the board.
Which brings us to a really unique story, Anguilla, and the .ai domain.
Yes. This is quite something. Who knew a tiny Caribbean island's internet domain suffix would become so valuable?
Because of the AI boom, everyone wants a .ai website address now.
Exactly. Anguilla got .ai back in the 90s. They've allowed global registrations for years, bringing in some revenue.
But the recent AI explosion just sent demand through the roof.
Completely. Registrations nearly doubled in just 1 year, 2022 to 2023. And Bloomberg estimated Anguilla could make around $30 million from it in 2023.
30 million. For Anguilla, that's huge, right? Like 10% of their GDP.
Massive windfall. And since tourism is their main industry, that money can be reinvested back into infrastructure, marketing, making the destination even better.
And the Anguilla Tourist Board said the .ai thing is actually boosting their online visibility.
Yeah, kind of accidental free advertising. It's a fascinating example of a global tech trend directly benefiting a small tourism-dependent nation.
Okay, but AI needs power. Lots of it. What about the environmental impact? Sustainable AI.
Crucial point. The report tackles this. AI runs on cloud infrastructure, data centers, and they use a lot of electricity and water for cooling.
The whole ICT sector globally already has a significant energy footprint and emissions profile.
It does. They even gave examples of the carbon footprint of everyday things like email or streaming video. It adds up.
So is AI just making the climate problem worse?
Well, it could, but the key is the transition to renewable energy. That's critical for the whole digital economy, including AI.
And the good news is data centers are getting more efficient and using more renewables.
Exactly. The IEA found data center energy use has stayed relatively flat despite massive traffic growth, mainly due to efficiency gains.
And big tech companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon are actually leaders in buying renewable energy.
They are among the biggest corporate purchasers, yeah. Plus, the IPCC itself sees AI having potential to improve energy management and help develop low-emission tech.
So AI could be part of the solution too, like that IBM NASA project.
Right, using AI to analyze satellite data for climate insights. Or the Port of Rotterdam, using AI to optimize ship berthing, cutting emissions.
And that 2015 estimate digital tech, including AI, could help other industries cut their emissions by maybe 20%.
Yeah, and that was 2015. The potential is likely even higher now. Some research even suggests AI writing or illustration tools are less carbon intensive than humans doing the same task.
Interesting. But the OECD says we still have gaps in measuring AI's environmental impact properly.
We do. Need better standards, more data, looking beyond just energy use, more transparency, and responsible data management is key too.
How so?
Storing massive amounts of data you don't actually need for AI training wastes energy. Data minimization, efficient storage, deleting old useless data, dark data.
That Lawfare University study said over 80% of stored business data might be dark data, redundant, obsolete, trivial.
Yeah, ROT data. Deleting it safely saves energy and water. It's hidden environmental cost.
So AI is here, impacting everything, evolving incredibly fast. What does the report say about what's next?
It acknowledges predicting the future of AI is tough because it's moving so fast. But it highlights 3 areas likely to see big advances: AI agents, AGI, and robotics.
Okay, AI agents, what are they exactly?
Think of them as autonomous software programs. They can make decisions, perform tasks, interact with digital environments to achieve goals, all without constant human input.
More independent than current AI.
Much more. The report mentions fascinating research from Google and Stanford on generative agents.
The ones that simulated human-like behavior in a digital town, like The Sims on steroids.
Exactly. And the example of the Valentine's Day party was wild.
Remind me.
One agent decided to throw a party, then they autonomously invited others, made plans, coordinated everything, formed relationships, all emergent behavior.
Wow, how did they do that?
Sophisticated architecture involving long-term memory, reflection on experiences, and planning capabilities. The potential uses prototyping, testing ideas, role-playing seem huge.
Okay, intriguing. Next up, AGI, Artificial General Intelligence.
The big one, defined as AI that can perform any intellectual task a human can, as well as a human.
So not just specific tasks like current AI, artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI, but general cognitive ability.
That's the idea. Human-level smarts across the board. The report mentions that Microsoft research paper suggesting GPT-4 shows sparks of AGI.
Based on its reasoning, creativity, the range of things it can do.
Yeah, its performance was getting close to human levels on many diverse tasks.
But there's no agreed definition of AGI yet.
Exactly. Different definitions focus on goals or skills acquisition or matching human capability. It's hard to measure progress towards something not fully defined.
Microsoft identified areas where current models need to improve for AGI, right? 8 of them.
Yep. Things like confidence calibration, knowing when they don't know, long-term memory, continual learning, personalization, making conceptual leaps, transparency, overcoming irrationality, being less sensitive to input phrasing.
Quite a list. And when might we get AGI? The predictions are all over the place.
Completely. Some experts think within years, others say decades. A 2022 survey showed machine learning researchers themselves are divided.
But if when it arrives, the potential is transformative, like broadening access to personalized education.
Huge potential, yeah. Democratizing expertise in many fields.
Okay, and the third area, robotics. How does that fit in?
It's complementary and likely essential for AGI to really impact the physical world. OpenAI's charter even defines AGI partly by its ability to do economically valuable work.
And most common jobs require physical actions, not just thinking.
Exactly. Think about the top jobs: retail, food service, transport, construction. They need hands, movement. So AI needs robotics for full automation there.
That Australian university framework even included embodiment, having a body as an attribute of AGI.
Right. And embeddedness being in the physical world. We're already seeing early integrations. Google's Pelamy robot arm.
The one that could understand, bring me the crisps and do it.
Yeah. Combining language models with vision and robotics. Microsoft's doing similar things, controlling drones, robot arms, home robots with natural language.
They have that PromptCraft repository for sharing robot prompting strategies.
They do. It's all about making robots easier to instruct. The report also touches on humanoid robots.
Like Boston Dynamics Atlas? The one doing backflips?
That's the one. Incredible physical agility, though currently mostly pre-programmed, not fully autonomous AI navigation yet.
And Tesla's Optimus bot?
Still under development, but they've shown it doing yoga, delicate hand movements, using AI for corrections. Elon Musk predicts it could be available around 2027.
Ambitious timeline. The report mentions the Ds for robots.
Yeah, the traditional 3. Dull, dirty, dangerous. Sometimes expanded to 5 Ds, highlighting where robots excel. But it stresses the need for regulations, guardrails.
The 3 H's. Helpful, honest, harmless.
Yes, and even references Asimov's classic 3 laws of robotics. Guiding principles become really important as robots get smarter and more capable.
Finally, the report had that practical annex on prompting AI chatbots.
Right, a basic guide. Because prompting is how most of us interact with these advanced AIs now.
And it's more art than science. Takes practice.
Definitely. The annex suggests a framework called CREATE to help structure prompts.
CREATE stands for?
Character, give the AI persona. Request, be clear what you want. Examples, show it what good looks like. Adjustments, set constraints. Tone, type of output, specify format. And extras, add context.
Just a simple structure to get better results. Encourages experimenting.
Exactly. A good starting point for anyone using chatbots.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive into the WTTC and Microsoft report, it's clear AI is already deeply integrated, isn't it? Society, business.
Absolutely pervasive. And its potential for travel and tourism specifically is just huge, as we've discussed.
Plus, those future developments, AI agents, the quest for AGI, robotics, they're unfolding incredibly fast.
It really underscores that AI isn't some far-off future thing. It's here now and evolving at lightning speed. The report makes that crystal clear.
And the need for responsible development, ethics, standards, that thread ran through everything.
Absolutely paramount as the technology becomes more powerful.
So for you, our listener, here's a final thought. As you've listened today, what really stood out? Was it the hyper-personalized travel, the ethical questions, the robot helpers?
Maybe the potential of AI for good, or the challenges of sustainable AI.
Think about which areas spark your curiosity the most. Where might you want to dig a little deeper yourself? Maybe check out that AI Standards Hub or follow the latest on AI ethics guidelines.
Because, really, the journey of understanding and engaging with artificial intelligence, well, it's only just beginning.